Everyone, welcome to the show. We have great news to celebrate again today. The year of consequences continues. If you have not heard, 68-year-old former Colorado County Clerk Tina Peters has been sentenced to 9 years behind bars. So Peters spoke at her sentencing hearing and she asked for probation. She told the judge, quote, "It is with a heavy heart that I hear the vile accusations and anger levied against me for what I did to protect the people of Mesa County." She also said, quote, "I'm not a criminal, and I don't deserve to go to a prison where other people committed heinous crimes." Other people. Yeah. So she clearly still has no clue, has no understanding of the magnitude of her crimes and her lies. Let me remind you guys that at the trial, officials testified and said that because of her lies, specifically because of her lies, Colorado election officials received death threats. That is what she did. That is what this woman caused. But Peters in court, she claimed that she, quote, "never did anything with malice." And then she still is arguing about the election results. And she was asking for leniency. And according to Law and Crime News outlet, Peters had this lengthy back and forth with the judge. And at one point she was encouraging him, you need to go and read the report that I've been citing about election fraud. And so the judge popped back and said, and they said he was like audibly frustrated. You could tell in his voice, he's losing his patience. And he tells Peters, "I read all of the reports. I have read everything that concerns this case." And then Peters told him, quote, "Good. Well, so you know what I'm saying is true." So the judge, who was Matthew Barrett, he starts laughing at that point. And then Peters raised her voice at him and she said, quote, "It's not funny. My life is on the line here, Your Honor." So the judge starts speaking over her because she continued and he said, quote, "No, you're the one who is making this allegation that one, I think it's funny, and two, that I know it's true. You're saying that as if I believe you, and I did not say that. That is why I made the sound, because it's insulting to me for you to just put that in a record in front of all these people that I believe something to be true." So Peters at that point realized it's not going well for me. So she backed off and she apologized. But she frustrated him so much during this period of time while she's spewing out all this BS. He literally face palmed. The reporters in the courtroom said he literally put his palm up to his forehead because she was just going on. It was like an hour-long spiel. And then after she finished, the judge basically gave her a verbal smackdown. He said, quote, "It's my impression you never took your job as clerk particularly seriously." So he pointed out that Peters never bothered to finish her election training after she was elected to her position. So she didn't even do the training required for her position. And then he said, quote, "At bottom, it's all about you." And he slammed her for her beliefs that, quote, "the echo chamber you live in could not be wrong." And then he went on to say, quote, "Your lies are well documented, and these convictions are serious. The damage is immeasurable. I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could." And then the judge said that every time one of her conspiracy theories was proven false, quote, "another tale is weaved." And then Barrett also said, quote, "You're as defiant a defendant as I've ever seen." And then before handing down her sentence, he said, quote, "There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero. You abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be a snake oil time and time again. And then Judge Barrett also said that Peters used her privilege to, quote, obtain power, a following, and fame. So the judge ordered Peters to spend 8.5 years in prison and then another 6 months in jail. And he explained why he's doing it that way. He said that she needs to spend some time in the county jail because of, quote, the damage you caused this community, the breach of your oath to the electorate in Mesa County. So for anyone who's not familiar with this case, Peters was accused and then found guilty by a jury of sneaking Donald Trump allies into the election office that she ran. So she gave one of them a fake ID, she granted them access to prohibited areas of the office, and then they illegally made copies of the Dominion voting system software. Then they went and doled out copies of this stuff to Trump allies, including my lumpy pillow man, Mike Lindell. And then they put all of this on the web, on a website. This website was accessed by just a ton of people, an unknown number of people. She has shown zero remorse for all these crimes. And then she went and made all the rounds on the podcast, YouTube shows, just still up until the day of her trial and even past, lying about the election being stolen. Even after she was found guilty in the jury trial, as you guys might recall, she was completely indignant, totally defiant. She went on a show, I think it was either that night or the next day. She was saying, I'm not going to stop and I'm telling the truth and, this is a witch hunt and blah, 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 blah. Invariably, though, when these people finally enter the find out phase of their journey, they invariably, they try to moonwalk away from their previous attitude, all their statements. So she did the same thing at the hearing. Peters told the judge, I really am remorseful. This always reminds me of that scene from Home Alone, where I forget his name, the kid in the main character is like, I'm sorry. And his mom is like, too late. And she sends him upstairs into the attic. So yeah, not buying it. And as I always say and ask, where's the proof, right? These people committed very serious crimes to supposedly gather evidence of election fraud. Yet they have yet to this date, years later, almost 4 years from the election, they have yet to produce a single shred of information to prove any wrongdoing, to prove any of their claims. So if there was election fraud, they would have it. Tina Peters would have it, MAGA. Why haven't you seen it? Why aren't you asking her, MAGA? Where is it, Tina? Where's all this evidence? Show me the election fraud. I mean, she's going to prison. She's going to prison now for 9 years. At 68 years old, she may not make it out of prison alive. That is just a fact. If she had evidence, surely, and don't call me Shirley, surely she would have produced it, right? I mean, where is it? You don't think this woman would prefer to not go to prison for 9 years? That she's withholding it from you? That's called a clue, MAGA. So, I tell you, but there's still the sheep out there that are gonna, no, Donald Trump is telling the truth. We know it because he said it. And Tina Peters said it, and Mike Lindell said it. And, we don't want to know the truth. So we are willing to go along with this sham, with this fairy tale, because we can't handle the fact that our loser lost. that Donald Trump is a loser, that I voted for him and he lost. And I'm a spoiled brat and I want my way. And I am just going to sit here and hold my breath until you put him back in the White House. That's basically MAGA. So, anyway, it's a great day. It's a wobble day. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, wobble, baby, wobble. You know who won't be wobbling in prison? Tina Peters. She won't be doing the Cabbage Patch. She won't be doing the Dougie. She won't be doing anything like that, I guarantee. None of it. Won't be moonwalking, right? She won't be doing any Michael Jackson. All right, enough dancing. Enough fun for today. It's never enough fun, but we got to go. All right. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell them all the great news. Tell them to spread it far and wide so MAGA can cry again. All right. If you can donate, truly appreciate it. Really helps to keep the show going. Love you all. Take care and talk with you all soon.